Today we'll be unboxing the evil Master of Escape on Rip It Open with Newman. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Newman, and today we'll be unboxing Webstor from Mattel's Masters of the Universe cartoon collection line. Made in 1984 and first appearing in the second season of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Webstor was one of Skeletor's more competent minions. A cunning thief and escape artist, Webstor was half man, half spider, part of Eternia's arachnid species, and was often seen paired up with Cobra Khan, another new villain for the series. Alright folks, so we're continuing our journey through Filmation Eternia with Webstor. I had the original figure as a kid, and I have very scant memories of him in the Filmation series. He was always Mr. Generic Evil Warrior for me. But before we open this up and go into detail, we're going to first look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the front first. We've got the standard cartoon collection packaging. I love that shot of Castle Grayskull and the font for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And on the back of the packaging, we have some original artwork of the episode that the cat accessory that we have with this figure made an appearance in. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get this package ripped open. You've got your standard card back packaging here, nothing too complicated. Gotta rip that off, place it aside, and take a look at the instructions. It shows all the modular pieces for the figure, in case this is your first Origins / cartoon collection figure. We've got the mini comic with some nice artwork there. And then we're going to go ahead and switch to the back. It shows all the other figures that are in this particular wave. Looking forward to Spiker. Now getting him out of the package, the artifact, this green cat, comes out pretty easily. I believe it's called the Grimalkin. And as for the figure itself, we're not going to go ahead and cut the ties, just going to rip that thing right out. And here we have it. Here is Webstor. Alright folks, so it's about that time that we switch positions and take a closer look at this figure. And here we have Webstor in hand on a first inspection. It's a good looking figure. Again, I really enjoyed the new bucks and the new arms and the new legs for these cartoon collection figures. I actually like them a little bit better than the Origins figures. The waist seems a little bit loose, unfortunately. That's kind of unfortunate. I had the same issue with the Man-at-Arms figures, but in addition to the loose waist on that, it had a lot of other issues going on with it too. So let's check the articulation, see if everything else is okay on this. Head looks good, nice and tight, goes all the way around, up and down. There's a nice tilt to it. Moving on to the arms, they go up about yay high, as standard. There is a single joint at the elbow for the right, single joint on the left, both seem nice and tight. Wrist goes all the way around, and there's also a nice tilt back and forth for the right arm. Let's check out the left. It goes all the way around as well, not too loose. There is a very nice tight tilt. Very good. Again, I said the waist is a little loose. That's almost... I want to kind of pull it apart just to see if... it's just loose. It is what it is. Legs go out to about yay high. You can't do the splits. Knees are very tight. There's a single joint. Other knee is also tight, single joint. The ankles have a pivot. They are very good. There's a very nice range of movement on both of the ankles. And there's also a boot cut for each of these legs as well. It's not as tight as I would like it to be, but it's not as bad as the Man-at-Arms. So it's pretty decent. Alright, so yeah, here we go. Let's go ahead and straighten him up. I want to see if he can stand, if he's well balanced on my ill-balanced table. And after some manipulation that I had to cut away from, he does eventually get there. He does balance. So there we go. I suspect that the backpack was the culprit of it not standing up just immediately. It probably weighs him down just slightly and throws the balance off a little bit. But that generally happens when these figures have extra accessories. Looking at the head sculpt, I gotta say, it's a little generic. As I said before at the beginning of this review, I believe Webstor looks just like kind of the generic army builder type of character. What's interesting is that, like, look at that belt. He actually has a little jewel on the middle of his belt. It doesn't have the normal amounts that the Origins would have, but it has just one, which is more than what the Filmation ones would. Now, I actually had to look back at the images of the Filmation character, and yeah, he has it in the Filmation series as well, so yeah, that's a great attention to detail. Alright, and look at this action feature. Goes out pretty far. That's really cool. I like the bright orange wire on it, so as well as the bright orange grappler, and when you just twist it like this, it goes right back up. All right, that's pretty cool. I gotta be honest, I cannot remember if that was the same on the original action figure from the 80s, because by the time that I remember what this figure was, he had long since lost his action feature. He was just, naked from the waist up. And I do actually have the Webstor for both Masterverse and the Origins figure, but they're both in package, so I'm not going to open it up. And I know the Masterverse figure had a completely different form of action feature, so wouldn't even be worth comparing. But anyway, the grappler fits very well in his hand, and it looks like the backpack is detachable. I actually detached it a little bit earlier, and now I just got to get it readjusted. See, I hate unstrapping these straps on these figures because you can never get it back right, and then they just wind up falling off, so I tend to just keep them on all the time. Let's see if we can get them into a few poses worthy of such a cunning and ruthless thief. Alright, so just getting them in position. Okay, yeah, that looks cool. That looks like a pretty good action pose for him. I gotta be honest, the head sculpt is, again, just... it seems a little doofy to me. I mean, I know that, like, this is actually one of Skeletor's better warriors, but I don't know. I think it's the pupils in the eyes. It just gives him kind of a doofy look. But look at that. Hey, look. We got a regular Thomas Crown Affair thing going on here. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get this thing wrapped back up. Honestly, I think this action feature might be saving this figure. Otherwise, I might think it's a little boring. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I mentioned the Origins Webstor. I keep wanting to call him Spycore. That's how generic I find this character. but no, I do like it. But anyway, yeah, let me go ahead and get him straightened out. I'm going to get him standing because we're going to do a little comparison with the Origins Webstor. There we go. All right, now let's bring these two closer to the camera. Now, first up, you can see the obvious color difference. The Origins figure is a little darker as compared to the cartoon collection. And the armor is a lot more intricate. Or maybe just bulky on the cartoon, or rather, the Origins figure. But the biggest thing I gotta say is the head sculpt. The head sculpt on the Origins is actually superior. In most cases, I like the cartoon collection better. But again... the one on this cartoon collection Webstor is a little doofy. I think I like the Origins one better. I'm trying to get a good look at the backpack, but I can't really see it because I believe it's wrapped in plastic. Also of note is that Webstor has the monster feet in both versions, so that's pretty cool. I gotta say, I think I like the Origins one better in this particular case, which is, I think, a first. Not that this is a bad figure by any means. It looks like the cartoon. It follows the same structure, the same joints, the same buck, same legs, same arms. But it just, I don't know. It feels okay. It just feels okay. But hey, let's look at the other item it came with, the Grimalkin, which is actually a really good sculpt. I thought this was articulated, but no, it's just a separate piece that they had to glue on top. That's fine. I guess it's cool. Let's go ahead and get this in his hand. I don't know. I would have preferred something else maybe, but again, I don't remember this character well enough to say what he should have came with. All of these extra accessories that are based on the cartoon, they're kind of a mixed bag for me. Again, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know. I feel like he could have had something else. Maybe just a sword or something. Who knows? But all in all, it's a pretty decent figure. I'd say it's worth the money. It looks good. The action feature, I think, saves it. The action feature is really cool. It looks nice. It winds up very well. You don't have to worry about it getting all tangled up. And it allows some great, unique poses of him kind of dangling down like a spider. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, final thoughts. I think this is a pretty cool figure. I honestly wish Webstor wasn't his own individual character, because I think this works better as an army builder, to be completely honest. He seems kind of generic, I guess. He's not bad by any means, but he's just something plain Jane about him. But that just might be my own prejudices from my childhood of the toy, whose action feature I could not find. So that's probably just me. I mean, I do think that the poses that you can get him into, descending like a spider, are really cool. In fact, I actually have him displayed descending from my collector vehicle. So I think that's really cool, at least to some dynamic poses. And I mean, if you fall in and lean into the whole, he's a cunning thief, he's Pierce Brosnan in the Thomas Crown Affair, I think that's a cool way to look at it. Again, I do think the head sculpt is a little doofy, but that's what he looked like in the Filmation series, so what can you do? Yeah, I mean, you can't really go about changing it too much, because if it doesn't look like the Filmation series, then what's the point of this line at all? Really, that's what New Eternia is for, to make some really intimidating looking versions of these characters. So, I mean, the fact that he does look so much like the Filmation series, I can't say that's a bad thing. That's actually a good thing, because they captured that doofy likeness very well. But no, all in all, I think this is a very good figure. I think Mattel, I think you get a gold star for this one. Good job. Alright folks, so that's going to wrap everything up. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Hit the bell for notifications, and I will check you later.